Welcome back to Mona Lisa's Masterpieces. I hope that you're all doing well. During the past week, I've gotten several new subscribers to my channel, and if you're new, I would like to say thank you and welcome to Mona Lisa's Masterpieces. My name is Lisa. I love crafting and decorating on a budget, and the mission of my channel is to inspire you to create your own masterpieces. This week marks the 3rd anniversary of my dad's unexpected passing. I still miss him every day, and I feel like a part of my soul is missing. But on a happier note, today is the anniversary of my first date with my hubby Clinton. Coupled with our own personal emotions and the global pandemic, our nation is also undergoing racial and political divide. There is so much sadness and grief around us. I think that the year 2020 needs a do-over. But despite all the barriers that life throws at us, we still have so much to celebrate. For almost 6 years, I've had the privilege of calling America my home. And I hope that I don't offend any of my fellow Caymanians, but quite frankly, there is no place in the world that I would rather be. Although we can't celebrate Independence Day in the traditional sense this year, we will be having lunch with a few of our close friends. In today's video, I'm so excited to bring you 3 last-minute, quick and easy patriotic DIYs that you can create for your tabletop, and they each cost $5 or less. So without further ado, let's get this crafting party started. For this project, I'll be using a square vase from the Dollar Tree, napkins from Walmart, WAVERLY Chalk paint in the color white, Mod Podge in the satin finish, paintbrushes, scissors. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you will have seen me do this already, but just in case you haven't, I start by giving the square vase a wipe down with some alcohol to remove any dust or smudges, and I give it a coat of white chalk paint from Waverly. And when I'm doing this decoupage technique, I usually use the color of the background of the napkin. You could leave the vase unpainted, but the background color helps the image on the napkin to pop. I'll set that aside to dry. Here's a quick tip for you. If you have to leave your paint project for a little while, you can wrap your paintbrush in cling wrap, and when you get back to it, it'll be just like you left it. And you can actually leave it up to a couple of days. While that vase is drying, I'm using another vase to roughly measure where I would need to cut the napkin. Then using my scissors, I'll cut the image to size. And I'll cut 1 image for each side. Through the magic of television, I've already carefully separated the 2 layers of the napkin. I ended up giving each vase 2 coats of white paint. And now that the vase is dry, I will apply a coat of Mod Podge. Then I'll place the napkin onto the vase. And use cling wrap to smooth out any wrinkles, starting from the center and moving toward the edges. And the cling wrap helps to prevent your fingers from sticking to the napkin. I'll repeat those steps for the remaining sides, set the vase aside to dry for about 15 minutes, and then give it another coat of Mod Podge. And here is how the vases turned out. For this project, I'll be using coasters from Dollar Tree, a clear spray sealer from Rustoleum in the matte finish, as well as all the other items that I mentioned previously. And for the coasters, I basically repeat the same steps that I used for the square vase. Again, I separated the two layers of the napkins off camera because trust me, you all don't want to watch me struggling to do that while wearing bifocals. I'll set the coasters aside to dry for about 15 minutes and then apply another coat of Mod Podge. And when you apply the Mod Podge, it does appear cloudy, but it will dry clear. And because this particular Mod Podge is not waterproof, I'll apply a coat of sealer. The first thing you want to do when you're spray painting is to make sure that you're either outside or in a well-ventilated area. Then you want to hold the spray can about 10 to 12 inches away from the object and give it smooth, even coats. Then you wait for about 15 minutes and repeat. And here is how the coasters turned out. For this project, I'll be using 3 shadow boxes from Dollar Tree, Aleene's wood glue from Dollar Tree, WAVERLY Chalk paints in the colors white and hazelnut, napkins from Walmart. I'll also be using this hanging wall decor from the Dollar Tree, which I got from about 2 years ago, but it is still available. I will also be using this hanging wall decor that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I featured this in my Dollar Tree haul. I'll start by removing the hanger from the back of the shadow box. And I'll set it aside for perhaps another project. Next, I will pry the insert from the shadow box. And I'll set that aside for another project. I cleaned the edges of the box where the paper was still stuck. Then I gave each box a coat of WAVERLY Chalk paint in the color white. While the white paint was still wet, I took the hazelnut paint and I offloaded most of it from the paintbrush, and I used a dry brushing technique. Then I used the white paint to soften those lines. If you're wondering why I use this technique, it's because it saves a lot of time and a lot of work. Ordinarily, you would paint the box brown, then cover it with a coat of white paint, and then use sandpaper to remove some of the white in order for the brown to show through. That just seems like too much work for me. I repeated this process for each of the 3 boxes. Before I started the project, I used some sandpaper to remove the coarse glitter from the hanging wall sign. Now I'm using the scissors to remove the ribbon from the back of it. As you saw there, some of the paper on the back of the wall decor ripped off when I pulled the ribbon off, so I'm using the WAVERLY Chalk paint in white to cover the back. I repeat that for the other 2 pieces and set them aside to dry. I used 1 piece of the hanging wall decor to measure where I needed to cut on the napkin. Then I cut the napkin down to size. And I repeated that for 2 additional napkins. After the hanging decor pieces were dry, I gave each piece a coat of Mod Podge. Then I attached the napkin and smoothed it out with the cling wrap. And this time I'm not too worried about the wrinkles because this pattern will be the background for something else. I repeat this for the other two pieces. And when they're dry, I apply another coat of Mod Podge. When all the pieces are dry, I run a bead of the wood glue along the perimeter of the shadow box. Then I attach the hanging wall decor with the original side facing out. I'll remove the burlap ribbon from the other piece of hanging wall decor. And when the shadow box is finished drying, I'll turn it over and attach the letter with wood glue. And I'll set that aside to dry. I now have an interchangeable 3-piece set for my tabletop. One side can be used for the 4th of July, and the other side can be used all year round. So friends, these DIYs could not have been any easier, and I love how they all turned out. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it inspired you to create your own patriotic decor. I will leave a list of all the items that I used in the description box below. If you haven't done so yet, please consider subscribing to Mona Lisa's Masterpieces. It is absolutely free. Hit the like button, and in the comment section below the video, let me know what you're celebrating this week. Your comments and thumbs up will help me to know what type of content that you're interested in. And based on your interaction with my channel, YouTube will recommend similar videos to you, and it will recommend my videos to other viewers. Also, click the notification bell to be alerted when I upload a new video. And remember to share this video with your family and friends. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Happy Independence Day! Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, smile and create your own masterpiece today.